Money FM 89.3. Best of breakfast. Companies to watch.
Welcome to Companies to Watch. I'm Emaad Akhtar and I'm joined by Delicious Dan.
Oh, that's a good one. Enormous Emaad. I think I used
Enormous?
that before. Yeah.
Stop deceiving the listeners.
Delicious Emaad.
Good correction.
Yes.
Good correction. Smart correction.
Welcome to Companies to Watch. That's a segment where we spotlight and stock you up with ideas of listed companies that will call for your attention. So we're looking at market trends to risks as well as hidden gems or warning signs to steer clear of. 8855-0893. Be part of the conversation and tell us whether you think it's going to be
a hot or not.
All right, it's about to get delicious in the studio, Emaad, because here in Singapore, many of us would consider our little red dot as a food haven.
Yes.
I mean, you think of the wide range of food and beverage outlets here. What would be some of your favorite cuisine?
Mexican,
Okay,
Thai,
okay.
Japanese.
You named everything but the one thing I'm going to talk about today.
That's why you're here, Dan.
Yes. Are you a huge fan of Chinese food then?
I am when I go in big groups. It's
Yes.
just because there's a lot of food. The
It's a
portions
lot
are
more
usually
enjoyable.
big. Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
lot more enjoyable when you are with family or friends or what have you.
That's fair. When you think of Chinese food, what do you think of normally?
Dim sum.
Dim sum? Okay.
Yes.
Seafood, perhaps?
Seafood, yeah. Fish.
Fish as well, yeah.
I don't eat pork, and I know that's a big part of Chinese food.
Yeah.
But I don't consume
Chicken
pork.
as well,
so-
I think.
Chicken as
Yeah.
well, yeah.
Yeah.
Kung Pao chicken.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
Well, if you're a huge fan of Chinese cuisine, you probably would have heard of this restaurant chain called Tung Lok.
I've heard of it, but
Yeah.
never been.
I haven't actually been there
Okay,
myself,
okay.
but it's said to be one of the leading and the best Chinese restaurants out there in Singapore. In fact, they were established back in 1984 with the opening of Tung Lok's Shark's Fin restaurant at Liang Court Shopping Centre.
Oh.
You like Shark's Fin?
Never tried shark's fin, but I know from other people's accounts that
Yeah.
it's good for fighting cancer and like lowering cholesterol and stuff.
Also, they say.
So they say. So they say.
But yeah, I mean, relatively, I suppose, well-liked dish
Yeah.
here in Singapore. And they don't just serve that, of course. I mean, the flagship restaurant initially offered fine Cantonese cuisine, standing out for its quality in a time when fine dining Chinese was fairly uncommon.
Fair enough.
Right? So it was later renamed to Tung Lok Restaurant and it became known for its traditional Cantonese culinary masterpieces.
Nice.
But as much as they're one of the leading restaurants here in Singapore, and while we're busy stuffing ourselves, just eating tons of different kinds of cuisines here, let's not forget, that our title or our status as one of the best food destinations might be undermined by the high failure rate in this sector. I'm talking about the F&B sector.
Yeah.
So let's dive a little bit deeper into Tung Lok's latest quarterly results, which posted a net profit of $853,000 for its second half ended March. That's a 52.1% decline from a $1.8 million in the year-ago period.
50% decline.
Yeah, seems like people aren't eating out as much. It translated to earnings per share of 0.31 cents, a 52.3% fall from 0.65 cents previously. Revenue for the second half was down 8% on the year amid lower contributions from its catering business and existing outlets, as well as the absence of revenue from 3 outlets. But this was partially offset by higher revenue from a new outlet that opened in the second half of financial year 2024. According to the group, headwinds from a subdued economic outlook and softer consumer sentiment also weighed on overall revenue. And it comes as we're seeing a mass closure of outlets in Singapore's food and beverage scene.
Yep.
I mean, just last year alone, the number of business closures hit a 20-year high of over 3,000 closures.
Incredible. High rents and all, huh?
Yeah, so for the first quarter of 2025, average monthly closures crossed 300. So it goes to show how much there is a slump that we're seeing within the F&B business sector.
Yep.
Like what you've mentioned, greedy landlords, high rents, they're all perceived as villains that are driving the much-loved cafes, restaurants and bars to all cease operations. I mean, have you had like a favorite restaurant that you've seen close down?
So I used to go to Marché
Oh,
which
I love
serves
that, yeah.
like a fusion Western food.
They're still around, right?
They're still around,
Yeah.
but not only have their portion size reduced, their prices have also gone up, and the food quality
Oh.
as a result has also deteriorated. So
Oh,
I
dear.
no longer go there.
Yeah, I think that's partly, due to the need to at least meet their cost and the rental.
Their fixed costs and overheads and stuff are
but
going
then,
up.
seeing how this is all translated to the fact that consumers need to pay more, of course, it's not going to paint a very nice outlook for them because
Correct.
then people will start eating out less, right? I think the last time I was eating out probably last week, not as often as before. Yeah, what about yourself? Do you find yourself eating out more?
I occasionally eat out with friends, maybe once a week, if at all.
Yeah.
But I typically like to cook at home.
Wow. Well, goes to show that it's getting a little bit hard for our F&B businesses here to survive, and media reports highlight cases of landlords hiking F&B outlets' rents by 50% or more when leases expire. For the full year, Tung Lok sang into the red with a net loss of $1.8 million as compared to $2 million net profit previously. Complete loss in the red.
Completely in the red, yeah.
Yeah, so the full year losses came amid a net loss of $2.6 million for its first half ended September 2024. Full year revenue dropped 8.7%, driven by, as I mentioned earlier, catering business, lower contributions from existing outlets, and loss of revenue contributions from 5 outlets. So therefore, no dividend was unfortunately declared for the financial year. In terms of outlook, the group expects the operating landscape for the F&B industry to remain challenging in the coming year ahead, as persistent macroeconomic volatility continues to drag business sentiment. And it added that industry pressures like rising operating costs, ongoing labor shortages, and growing shift in consumer behavior towards price sensitivity, like what you've mentioned, what you're paying for, are you really getting what's worth? That's starting to weigh on profit margins. But that being said, despite headwinds, the group is confident that it is well positioned to navigate obstacles given the resilience of its business fundamentals. From the likes of streamlining operations, consolidating resources to enhance efficiency, these are what they mentioned or highlighted as some of the ways to expand opportunities and innovation as they start to emerge from this slump. But verdict for me, I'm probably going to go with a nod.
Yeah, I'm going to go with a nod, especially in light of competition from other legacy brands. You've got Crystal Jade, you've got young brands, Old Chunky. Not looking good for...
Competitive.
Yeah.
And it's just not a very rosy outlook for them.
It's Tong been a lucky year for them. No, sorry.
Okay,
sorry,
man.
that fell flat.
Okay, man. No. Well, I'll do you one better in just a bit. And that's all we have for today's Stock in Focus, Tung Lok Group. Now, you know that Tung Lok Group operates over 30 restaurants across Singapore, China, Japan, Indonesia, and Vietnam. These are some of the names that you might recognize. Tung Lok Peking Duck, Tung Lok Seafood, and the newly opened Cavern Restaurant that's at the Mandai Wildlife Reserve.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, so do you know what Tung Lok means?
No.
It means happy together in Cantonese.
Oh,
it
okay.
reflects the group's focus on providing a joyful dining experience.
That's very poignant.
But why are the lights always so low in the Chinese restaurant?
Because they're not lucky.
Because they dim sum. Yeah. Why are the kitchens in Chinese restaurants so efficient?
Why are they so efficient?
Yeah.
Because they produce belly good food.
They have a pecking order. And that's all we have for Tung Lok.
Before acting on the information on Money FM, please consider if it's suitable for your own investment objectives, financial situation, and risk tolerance. To listen to more great interviews, download our podcasts at audio.sg or download the audio app. That's AWEDIO, audio at the App Store and Google Play.